Hi there, I'm Bonnie, Log Cabin Stitcher. Welcome to my channel. You can follow me on Instagram at Bonnie Log Cabin Stitcher. So for those of you that follow me, you'll know I'm not in my sewing room. I tried to do a video the other day and it had been April has been an incredibly busy month. And I was trying to do a video with all my Maynia plans, because not only do I have 31 projects I would love to stitch on, I had even more. And I was trying to rush through it, so I stopped after a half hour, then I started another one. And I was so utterly exhausted, I just thought, I cannot do this. So I just thought, I'm gonna do little bits and pieces, so that way I'm not rushing through Maynia. My Stitch Maynia is all about peace and calm and the rewards of all done April. So I'm just going to get into some things that I purchased and some plans that I have. I am hoping to do a video every week or maybe earlier, because I don't want to rush through all the projects that I want to share with you. I want this to be opposite of what might be like a maniac mania. But I did a lot of hard work in April. I thought I was going to do all done April so I could do guilt-free stitching in Maynia as far as stitching things done. Well, I got a lot of life things done and it was awesome. I was very proud of myself, and it was completely exhausting, but putting your big girl pants on and doing stuff is. But those are great things. But now I have my Maynia and I want to move forward and show you some fun stuff. And then today is May 1st. So May 1st, I was talking to a friend and we were saying, oh my gosh, we were remembering May Day. Today is May Day. And when I was young and my friend was young, we would go and put baskets of flowers on people's doors. And we used to do the little cupcake cup things, and we'd put construction paper and glue it on to make a little tiny basket, and we would pick flowers from my mom's garden and take them around to our neighbors. And I looked it up on Google, and there's a lot of different reasons for May Day and all those kind of things, but we were just remembering the May baskets. And I read something that said what tradition is little kids would go up and knock on the door and yell May basket and try to get away before the people answered, because otherwise they had to give them a kiss. So I thought that would be so fun for some grandma to catch that little grandchild leaving, I just thinking of my grandma a lot right now, but leaving flowers on her door and getting a kiss from her grandchild. So those are happy thoughts. But let me share with you some stuff. My happy thought is I have some haul with me, and hopefully this is not good lighting right now. I have a window that I'm looking out of that's very distracting because there's cool things outside my window, but we will just see how this goes. Now, I purchased Summer at Cherry Hill by Brenda Gervais, and I don't have it with me right in front of me right now. I'll show that to you on another one, but I had seen that on Lisa Abbey. Let me sit up straight. I know why people sit on their floor and do it, because sometimes you get the better light from the window. Lisa Abbey Needleworks had done Summer at Cherry Hill, and I loved it. And then I saw Annie, the Proper Stitcher. She's stitching on it. And then I saw Lori Holt, and I had already ordered it after I saw Annie's. And then Lori Holt was sharing that she was stitching hers on Latte by X Jude Designs. Well, I got it. So I went on Kitten Stitcher's site. I paused Lori, went on Kitten Stitcher, and I bought Latte. So all these linens that I'm going to share with you are 36 count. That's my favorite at the moment, and I love how Kitten Stitcher has her stuff marked, and then I can always use this another time. So this is gorgeous, and it is pretty much, I have an aught true color light shining down and another aught light shining at it, so it's pretty true color. Then I wanted another one, and I think I like this one even better. This is darker, and it's called Affogato. And when I ordered it, I thought, oh, how funny. I know what Affogato is. I had been with a friend of mine. I'd been visiting her for the day, and we went to what I call a Gucci coffee shop. I rarely go to a coffee shop and buy specialty coffee. Just not my thing, because I'd rather spend money on linen or fabric or whatever. But we were just going to spend the day together, so we went. And the first time we went, I was just being totally healthy, and I got kombucha, and she got an affogato, and I thought, that was a poor trade-off. And so I saw hers, and oh, it looked awesome. And I believe it's espresso with ice cream in it, and it looks like this. So the next time we went, I got an affogato, and it was good. But this reminds me of that time with my friend Joyce. So affogato, XJU or XJude designs, whatever it is, these are my first pieces with that designer of linen. So I'm looking forward to using them. And we will see what I actually use them for, but those are beautiful. Then I was searching, I wanted to find, I was just looking for linen, and Hollis Hands Create is where I often, on Etsy, I will often find some Picture This Plus or some linen that I want. And so I purchased several pieces, and one of them, because I'm not going to share with you all my Maynia plans right now. So there is a piece of Mayflower mocha that I bought, and I believe I put notes down after I was watching the Proper Stitcher, Annie, and I wrote that down. So I think it was something that she was stitching on, and it's gorgeous. I bought a bigger piece, and it's gorgeous, but it's in one of my other plans. But these are 3 Picture This Plus linens that, let's see, are they all new to me? No, one of them is not. So this one is Bramble, and it is a lighter one. It's a little bit lighter than I expected, and it has a little bit of like a greeny tan marbling in it. So I'm going to share with you, well, I'll just show you right now. That may work well with some plans that I have from this. So this is Bramble. Then this is my favorite. This is Fresco. And this is compared, this is Heartland. So you can see Heartland is more honey yellow. Fresco is like almost like a true tan. So then let's look at that with, let's put the Heartland away there. And then we see Latte and Affogato. So these are colors that I really, really enjoy and like. So these two are ones that I may be using with my upcoming Blackbird. I never even heard of Fresco before, so that was fun. And then Heartland. So this is a piece of Heartland. I'd already had this 132 because I did order a bigger piece of Heartland 36, but these are all for some upcomings. So I ordered a few things, but I'm really working at slowing down on my purchasing because I have a lot and I'm never going to have time to stitch everything, but that's not what it's all about, is it? It's about collecting and the joy and the hope and the fun and being just a part of this beautiful community. And I love supporting independent stores, designers. I love that. And I love buying stuff. So let me show, and I'm really going to work at doing shorter videos this month because this month I still have things that I'm finishing up, and with the Maynia I want to do them more often and less because I got so tired after all my failed attempts at the video. I thought, okay, we're doing a short one, so I know I can upload that and get that going. So let me jump in and share with you my plans that I have for this week. So I am going to also be working on whips. Maynia for me is not all about starts. It is about stitching. I am trying to, my goal is to stitch every single day, and because I work and I have other things that I have to finish plans for, I may only get a few minutes of stitching in a day, but that's what I really want to do. So that's going to make me happy, and that's my goal. So I bought this book, and Blossom as the Rose, and almost every single project in here I want to work on. You can hear the bird right outside the window. Spring is here. Spring, I love spring, the beautiful weather and everything, all the trees. I drive everywhere, and I was telling my son, oh, look at that tree, look at that tree. Everything is so fresh and beautiful and lovely, and the flowers are coming up, and it is a time of renewal and beauty, and I feel that with myself. And I will share more life updates at the end, and the victory that I was able to accomplish by doing some of these really hard things that I had put off, organizing, cleaning, accomplishing things. amazing. So we'll share that. But I feel renewal. I feel younger. I feel good, and now I'm ready to dig in and get some stitching done. I have shared about this, that I really want to do this in honor of my grandmother Brown, my paternal grandmother, who was so incredibly special to me, and I want to interview my dad more and learn more about her, so I can put that in this. So this I would like to get into. Now, actually, Heartland looks like it might be a really good match for that one. So we will see. Maybe Heartland, maybe not. Maybe I'll change it when I actually get that needle out. And that's the fun thing about having lots of options. This is another one because my friend Lisa at Prims on Greenway is doing these amazing drums. And I am so inspired, but I want to start small. And I purchased, I've got these sort of kitted because it's like I don't want to just start one. I want to start a lot. And so I haven't even, because I've been doing all these big girl things, I haven't had as much time to play in my happy spot to get these things all done up on my floss rings. And that is another thing. I've gotten gifts and cards and so many beautiful things and treasures from people. And I'm not going to share them right now because I want to really give honor to those and not rush through with the Maynia stuff. I want to just make everything last and make them special and honor those that cared enough for me to send me these amazing treats. So let me just show how this one, so what do we have? That one's Fresco. So we've got Fresco, we've got Bramble. So each one, whoops, there we go. Bramble's running away. Maybe it's a tumbleweed. So they're all going to look gorgeous, and then even Heartland. So that's the neat thing. That Heartland may not show up as much, so we'll see. But that's the fun with playing, as I can start stitching on something and change my mind. But I love those soft colors. When I bought that book at my local needle workshop, Needles and Niceties, just these colors to me were so relaxing and restful, and that's what I need. The world needs that too. This is something that I want to do. I may color that. I may do a solid flower. I don't know. It's been so much fun planning and looking at all these things that I want to do. I love this one too. So I want to do some small drums, and I loved that band around there. So that is why I have that collection all right here. And then the Sewing Club, another favorite that a lot of people are working on. I think about half of the projects in here I want to do. And so this is one of them. And so I've got that. And I had also pulled out 32 count Sand. And what is this one? And Legacy. So Sand and Legacy are pretty similar. This is Sand and this one is Legacy. So I've got some 32 count and I've got some 36 count, but we'll see. These are lighter backgrounds, or at least they are in this picture. So that's one. I really do enjoy some of the colors. Like I'm looking at one across the room from me right now, the Red Pear with Weeks, and then Baked Apple. There's some gorgeous reds that I'm really liking, so I want to see how I can integrate those in these projects. And there's another one I saw someone had done on Instagram. I put it in my collections, but now I can't remember who it was. Someone had done a project bag with this on the front, and that's what I really want to do, a project bag with that attached to the front. So that is a gorgeous one. I mean, everyone in here is gorgeous. It's just like, how much time can I stitch? I love needle rolls. I love that. And then there is this one. So this is the one I think I might start on. When I was little, we grew up little town, not little. The streets are little though. It's funny. I grew up in Eagle Rock, California, and I went back as an adult, and I was looking at the street that I lived on, and the roads that we used to ride our bikes on. And they're tiny. And I thought, oh my gosh, how could my mother have let us be out all day long riding our bikes on these tiny little streets? And so that's why I think of it as little right now. But it was okay. So this is me. I'm always sharing stuff, and that's why I'm just going to show you little bits as I go through. But it has to do with the hollyhocks. So in our backyard, we had hollyhocks. And my mom was an amazing gardener. My dad, vegetable gardener. I was gardening. And so we always had hollyhocks. And so I always remember those hollyhocks. So when I saw this, I thought, oh my gosh. And my dad, Audubon Society, we grew up attracting birds to our yard, identifying birds. I bred birds for a while. Now I feed birds. I just feed wild birds and love them. And I've got birds right outside the window here that I'm enjoying. But the hollyhocks. So one year we did, instead of a lemonade stand, my sister and I sold hollyhock seeds, and it was so fun. We had this little table out front. We had envelopes with hollyhock seeds in there, and we were selling them. Maybe we did lemonade too. I don't remember. I just remember the hollyhock seeds. The neighbors would come by, and you know, probably every year one on that street had hollyhocks, because we did, and they blew all over the place. But you know how neat neighbors are. They would buy those from us, and my sister and I were out there, and I remember, and we lived on this hill. It was a steep hill, and it was a long hill. And there was a guy at the bottom of the hill, and my sister and I were packing up, you know, just putting the table away because it was the end of the day. We must have had lemonade too, I don't know. But anyway, we saw this guy down there at the end of the hill, and we were young girls at the time. I want to say 7, maybe 7, 8, 9. And he had been an older boy, and he was like, we always thought, oh, he's so cute. So he was way out of our league because of his age, but he's running up the hill, and he's calling out. We couldn't hear what he was calling out, and we thought, who's he talking to? Who's he talking to? So we're just putting stuff away because we're little kids, you know, just putting stuff away. He's running, and he's calling out. He was calling out, wait, wait. Probably like, I want to get some lemonade. He was going to buy it from us. So it was so funny. So I can imagine he finally makes it to the top of the hill, and hopefully we had lemonade, but I think we just had hollyhock seeds, and I am sure he bought them because he was just a nice guy. But that's what I think of with the hollyhocks is I sure hope we had that lemonade for that guy sweating and getting up that hill. But it was a neat neighborhood. It was a neat neighborhood then. But at one time, as an adult, I drove there, and I just wanted to stand on the porch for whatever reason. It's missing my mom and missing my childhood, but I just wanted to stand on that porch. I had many memories. That's where my husband and he was my boyfriend when I was 16. We have many memories of that porch and him giving me kisses goodnight. That lasted a long, teenagers, that lasted a long time. And I just wanted to stand on that porch again, and I thought, I'm just going to go to the door and knock. And I knocked on the door, and I didn't even know what I was going to say. But I was just like, I need to stand on that porch. And so I knocked on the door, and someone answered, and it was a security door. I couldn't even see through. And I just said, hi, I used to live here when I was a little girl, and I just needed to stand on the porch. And so can I stand on the porch just for a minute? And I was crying, and I couldn't even see him, but I could tell it was a younger man. And he just said, oh, sure. He said, I've grown up here too, and it is a nice house. And anyway, it was just so funny because he was like trying to keep me company in compassion. And I just thought, I just want to cry in peace and sit on the porch. But it was just so kind. And, it was just funny that I wanted to stand on the porch, but I did. And that house has many, many wonderful memories for me. I can remember we had 2 orange trees in the backyard. And now when I smell, we have a tangerine and an orange dwarf, and they're taking that very seriously. They're small. And when those orange blossoms and the tangerine blossoms come on or bloom, it just transports me back to being a kid. And I have longed to be a kid again, and all these big girl responsibilities that I'm doing, and just organizing and bill paying and all that. It's just like, oh, I just want to be a kid again. So anyway, that's why hollyhocks are very special to me. So let's look at my list. I'm going to share about a neat thing that Lisa from Prims on Greenway and I are going to do. We're going to do a wool along, but I want to get through what I have in front of me, and then I will share that with you. Because already it's been a long month. So hang on. I want to make it so you don't see me drinking. There we go. Not that you didn't see me drinking, but usually I have this ball glass jar, and I realized they could see into my mouth when I was drinking. It was like, that is so gross. So here's my other project bag, which is a dual bag. So these, oh, I had just shoved those in there after my video that didn't work. I just shoved them back in. These, I have the linens for every single one of these projects in here. The only one that I don't have that's not correct is sanguine, and I have enough linen. I'm not going to get all weird about having to get sanguine when I've spent enough money and it's hard to find things. So let me share with you these projects, just in case you haven't seen these. This is an older book, but it is still, I've seen it still available on different places. But Lisa Kindred Stitcher, I wrote my notes down on her FlossTube number, trying to look, 49. It's called It's Berry Season, Knockdown Gorgeous. After I saw hers, I thought, ooh, I just might do that. So I'm not sure. I may do strawberries because Lisa's were amazing, or I'm more prone to want to do this because I really want to see the whole project and I want to get an oval frame like that to do that. So this is one of them. And that I have the linen for. So, oh, look at, they're kind of in order. So that's my Putty. So I've got Putty by weeks. And then that's, it came upon a midnight clear. Then there's this one, Christmas Visitor. And it reminds me, I've shared about this before. My mom used to have a funny phrase that she would say. We would see the pelicans and she would say, it was something like, and it was in my mom's fun voice, but like pelican, pelican, its beak holds more than its bellican. And I always think of that when I see pelicans. So many things. And that one's called Christmas Visitor. So many things I do in honor of my mom. And Mother's Day is coming up. And her birthday was in May as well. So just many, many reasons that she is on my mind. But I actually have the ale that would go with that. Then, let's see. Oh, Christmas Cactus. I ordered, this is Aztec Red. And I didn't get all the floss rings ready because I got a gazillion Maynia plans. But we'll see. We'll see how I decide to do it. But that is gorgeous. Christmas Cactus, which is that? The next one I have here is Sand. Yep. So that one is on sand. I've got that. Then we've got, the next one is Doubloon. That's not Doubloon. Okay, so the next, oh, I see. It fell out when I opened it. Okay, this one is called From Me to Thee. And we'll see how I do that one, but that one is supposed to be on, that's the one that's sanguine, so I will probably do it on earthen. So to me it looks close enough, and when I ordered this it was like, yikes, that's kind of an interesting color, but that is going to be close enough for me to sanguine. Oh, the first day of Christmas, I ordered, this is Cadet, the color, I ordered that. And I really, see like this, I don't see much of the pattern. I see the whole thing right there. And so that's how I want to stitch it. That one is Doubloon. And I really love Doubloon. It's so honey colored. And I haven't stitched, I've got several different pieces for projects, but I haven't stitched that. This one is Opal. And I ordered a small piece of Opal. So that's the fun thing I was sharing about on one of my videos, but when you order from 123 Stitch, you can order this little tiny piece, and it's generally only like $6 or $6.50, and so I can try different colors, and so that's going to be big enough to do this project, and maybe even that will, I don't know, but that's the fun thing about ordering different colors and seeing how you like different colors. I tend to like the darker colors. I was looking through my comments, and I finally caught up. I think I caught up on all my comments last night. But it's amazing. Like if I'm doing it on my iPad, I tend to do all my fun stuff. My work tends to be on my computer. My fun stuff tends to be on my iPad, so I can be in my sewing room or wherever I am. I could work on that. And I was scrolling through my comments, and I thought so I was just scrolling because I do the little heart when I see them. And then, oh my word, I found a whole nother section of them from like a month or so ago. So I'm sorry, I'm catching up and I'm trying to, but sometimes I'm just not as computer literate as I can be to see how to do all the comments correctly. And sometimes there's inappropriate ones there from other weirdos, and I try to delete those, but sometimes they comment on your comment, and I'm sorry, I try to keep track of that. Where was I going with that? Oh, I know, when I had shared on one of my floss tubes that I am saving like scraps. Like it was the one I had was Aztec Red, and I had saved a scrap, and I wanted to keep a record of all the different linens, the maker, that stitch size, and be able to keep track, because I'm newer to the cross stitching and I love to look at the different colors. As a quilter, colors totally my thing, and so that's where I want to make sure I get the linen right with the floss right. And one of the people that, and I'm horrible with names, I think it was Annie or Anne, but she had commented and she said that, I can't remember if she said, because it was late at night I was looking at them, if she had did it, or that it would be a good idea to put them on a notebook, one of those rings that we use, or I was thinking too, so that would be neat, or to put it in a notebook with the notes on there, maybe of what you had stitched that on, so you could refer to that. But either way, I was asking, how do people keep track? Do they keep track of their linen? Is it important to them? But I have a feeling it's going to be important to me, and I just want to find the most efficient and space efficient way to do that. So that was a fun idea. Okay, we've got time for a few more plans. So my personality is, I don't want anything I have to do. So Maynia for me is not like, on this day I'm going to work on this day that. No, it's kind of like the B word for me, which is the budget word when I was talking about finances. So for me, because there's so much in life that I have to do, and my work has been heavier, one of the things that I got caught up on was doing my taxes. Finally, even though I know I'm late. When you have a business, you can do it later, but it doesn't mean you should. Anyway, I realized how much I worked last year. Thank you, God. Thank you that I was able to work. But I realized it's like, oh, that's why I went crazy, because I was working. I've never worked that much in my whole career. So anyway, thank you, God. But that's also why I'm, why I have my stash right now, and that's not going to continue, because my income like that won't continue. But I don't know. I'm kind of just rambling. But this is another project. Okay, so this is one of my project bags. And this is something, oh, I know. I'll tell you in a second. Remind me. This is Plum Street Samplers Hello Spring. And I'm changing up. So this is one Zweigart. It was a white Zweigart that when I was doing the coffee dyeing, I just coffee dyed it. So it's just a fun, home done coffee dye. And for my bunny, I want to do, or at this moment, I want to do wood smoke. So it obviously is going to be a more primitive, there we go. It's going to be a more primitive stitch, but it's fun. Sometimes I like to do things exactly, and I get a little crazy about trying to get exactly that linen and exactly everything, and sometimes you just can't, especially right now with the crazy world. You can't always get what you want. I know that's not how that song goes, but anyway, that one I just want to do totally me and totally what I want to do. This was my project bag that I had made with my mom's orphan blocks that I shared on my last one. I have the little bit of stitching that I did get to do was not cross stitch, but I have come up with a new project bag based on this kind, but it's just different dimensions, and I will share that in another one because I'm not going to rush through. I want to enjoy and savor and share without, when I rewatch these videos, half the time I'm thinking, slow down, girl, and I don't want to do that. I want to be chill because I did all done April and now I'm doing May. But on this one, so this was a kit, and it was when I was in last year, Scattered Seed Samplers. I think it was Little Wren Handwork, and I got it as a kit, but I want to change it up. What's happening with me? This is how I do it in the quilt world. So this kit came with all the called for DMC, came for the color, came with the needle, came with this, and it came with a charm that I've already done on something else. But that will be a kit that will be great for something else, but I'm using the linen, but I want to play with the flowers. So we have different colors. If I actually do this, I will share what those colors are, but for right now, I just pulled some overdyes, and I think I can do this without crying. We'll see. Oh, so here, oh, this is the one that came with it. Well, that's why it's in here. So this was the charm that came with that kit, and then look at, that's my cabochon. I'm feeling strong today. So May, because of all the memories of my mom in May with Mother's Day and her birthday, and me being a mom and who the mom I am because of my mom, many of these Maynia starts are in honor of her, remembrance of her, and the joy that God gave me, her, and my dad as parents. So when one time my parents came down to visit, and my husband and my kids and I, we all went to Descanso Gardens in La Cañada. I grew up out in Igorroc, and so we went to Descanso Gardens all the time. Then my husband and I have always gone there. We would go there for dates when we were dating and walk and talk and plan and talk about the gardens that we would have and the life we would have. And even now, even though I'm farther away, my sister and I often meet there for a day and walk. So Descanso Gardens has been a special place in our life. So we were there and we were walking around, and there was this one woodland area where they have concerts, and there were forget-me-nots. And my mom and I were talking. I can't remember if she said it or I said it because it was a long time ago. And we were just talking about, I think we were just talking about forget-me-nots. And she looked at me. It was probably when she knew she was getting Alzheimer's. She looked at me and she said, "Remember me, don't forget me." And of course I cried, but so I would never forget my mom. So that's why I just wanted to do Remember Me. And neither of us are blue flower, although forget-me-nots are blue. I love pink flowers, and my mom loved flowers of every color. So that's where I just thought, you know, my mom's, oh my word. My mom's orphan blocks that I made into a project bag. And that memory that is mostly happy, and all this, I want to stitch it in happy remembrance and honor of my mom. So there we go. Those are the projects that I'm going to share with you right now. And again, when I come back on and do the next FlossTube, who knows what room I'll be in. But I will share with you my progress and some more plans that I have, and just bits and pieces of my life. But April was honestly incredibly exhausting for me. Incredibly exhausting, but so victorious because I got so much stuff done. But before I wear you out, wanted to tell you, and I will share about my victory in my life updates in a moment, but Lisa Primson Greenway does wool, and she does amazing stitching, but she does wool, and we've just been commenting back and forth because we both love wool. And she asked me, do you want to co-host a wool along with me? And I said yes. And so her idea was to start it June 1st, and I still need to, Lisa, I'm sorry, I still need to connect back with you and finalize these plans, but this is right now what the idea is. It's she came up with a hashtag of Wool Along Friends, and probably starting June 1st, because we've got Maynia, and if I can get everything geared up and ready, and be ready with my project for June 1st, I would love that. But oh, where's that book? I had it with me. Oh, here we go. I had it with me now. It's under all the stuff that I just shared. But and it's for stitching on anything, anything wool. And whether it's already started, you want to start it, whether this is your first time doing wool or whether you've been doing it all the time. I haven't stitched wool for a little while. I go through ups and downs of different things that I've been working on, but I love wool. So if you want to try venturing into wool, there's several ideas that I have for you. One of them is grab this book. If you're not familiar with, I have stitched in the past a lot of wool projects, but I bought this book. You can see all the tags. It's amazing. I'm going to be reading it cover to cover because there are so many. This is Lisa Bonjean, Primitive Gatherings, and it's Wool, Needle, and Thread, the go-to guide for wool stitchery. In here is truly amazing, amazing photographs, supplies, how-tos, techniques, everything you need to do. stitching, how to do different stitches, projects, amazing. So if you don't know what you're doing, you get this book and you will, and you've got projects in here that you can even do. Or watch her. She has a YouTube channel, and it's, I think, Stitching with Lisa Bonjean, or Stitching with Lisa. She's an amazing teacher, and she has decades of experience, so she's amazing. And if you live in the Marietta area, or I don't know where, back east, Midwest, she has another Primitive Gatherings. Two amazing wool and fabric stores. The needles, she listed a bunch of needles that you use, and I was trying to look online for embellishing needles, and then I read that page, and she sells them in her shop. So I'll be visiting her shop after, probably not till after May is over, because I still have all the projects that I had planned are huge, and it's going to take a while to finish. But anyway, now Maggie Bononomy, she also has some awesome books. I will be doing one of the projects from her book. And she also has some videos out. And then, who is the other one? Oh, Rebecca L. Smith. Amazing. So she's folk art designs. So beautiful. Then there's modern. There's all types of projects that you can look at and do. So we'll share more about that as we go along. Check out Lisa Prims on Greenway too. Get inspired by her. And especially check out her drums. They're amazing. And we'll keep up with it. We'll get up with it. I am hoping in May, my goal is also to post on Instagram every day, because with all that I've been getting done, if I get caught in a vortex, if I go and sit in my sewing room and start stitching, I'll probably never come out. If I go on Instagram, I get caught in that vortex, and I had so many things that I've put off for a very long time that I knew I had to just get done. So that's my goal, posting May, my projects, what I'm doing every day in Maynia. So I will share about my project bags another time. I always have my notebook on what I want to share with you, and the wool along. Okay, so now finishing up on life updates and my big girl stuff. So some of the things that I got done were huge things. My office had, because I had been having fun organizing my sewing room. That's my fun room. That's where I go. I sit, and if I can in the morning, I love to have an hour of my coffee time and just planning. And that's why it's been very fun for me planning for Maynia, because the planning stage is lovely, and I love gathering and buying and all that kind of stuff. So that was just all part of it. And that's why Maynia for me was something very much to look forward to, so that I could, instead of hide and stitch mode, I could actually get some things accomplished. So since I had pretty much gotten my sewing room organized and neat and tidy and tons of stuff put in a very organized fashion, I started work in my office, and I spent basically a day and a half, and I got all the boxes off the floor. I have a beautiful rug in there, who would have known? And I didn't have to climb over stuff, or my son, when he came to visit me, didn't have to climb over stuff to sit on the couch. But I had my office equipment in there, and I was explaining to my IT guy, who God has surrounded me with some amazing people that have helped me so much, and very kind, because I have big anxiety issues. That's why I didn't get these things done. But he was so kind, and he was helping me remote. It was awesome. But I was telling him why I had, different things sectioned in on my computer. And I said, oh, the work one, that's why that one's black and white. That's just for work. That's just for work. And, but that's how I felt about my work at that time. And then I said, oh, but I've got this YouTube channel, and I've got the stitching stuff, and that's why that one's all in color. So, and he was just laughing, because by then he had been helping me enough. He knew I was having big problems with my equipment because of the way that I had been not responsible in taking care of the equipment that I needed for my job. I had it all in my home office, and even though I had spent money on this equipment, I wasn't taking care of it. Cord management, I didn't realize how important that was. And even as far as things not working because the cords are not quite working right. So I ordered a new office lamp, and I'm going to have my husband make something for me to get my desk monitor up. And who knew the Wi-Fi shouldn't be under an oak desk? It should be up higher. all those kind of things. So I'm going to still have to big girl up. And May still is going to be finalizing some things, but my office is almost there. That's very good news. And I am going to be doing a quilt video in my office when it is completely done. And I will give you a room tour because that one will be easier because there's not so much stuff. I have quilts in there. So I'm excited about that, but there is still some work to get done. But God blessed me with an IT guy that was very trustworthy and helpful and spoke slow and in small words because I don't like technology. I like when it works. I don't like when it doesn't work, and it wasn't working. Then behind in more than 1 year of my taxes. So I got big girled up and did that, and that was huge anxiety, but my tax guy knew about it. And you know, if I have to pay a penalty, I have to pay that, you know, there's a price to pay for everything. So there we go with that. What else? And then making arrangements with my dad and just to help my dad. So awesome people working with me in that. And so we've got that going on. And then my son's car had been stolen. I had shared about that, stolen several times and destroyed. And anyway, we've been not helping him financially buy the car, but just walking through things with him as a first time. He's always just bought my old car for me. And so he's never had to think about what things that you would want to look for or ask for or whatever in buying a car or choosing your own insurance instead of just getting on your parents' policy. So I've also been doing that for myself because we're going to be changing insurance policies, change my phone bill, amazing things. I've done all these things, but it has been completely exhausting. It's not been fun, but the results have been amazing, and I have been sleeping so much better. Who knew? Who knew the burden of things left undone? Prey on your mind and don't let you sleep. So those are all really good things. And thank you for being part of my life. I will share more about other updates as we go along. And I value the comments. When I am feeling down and discouraged, I read my comments and I am uplifted. And the treats, the gifts, the love that is poured out on me in this community are truly amazing. Who knew that there is a community within YouTube that was so supportive and beautiful and sweet, and I am so very grateful for that. So God bless you for that. Where's my Bible? Buried under here. I have a friend that we've been going through Psalms, and I think I'd shared about this, that we will choose a psalm to read. We both read the same one, and I send her my favorite verse, and she sends, oh, I don't know if it's cut me off, and she sends me her favorite verse. And when I was reading through Psalm 5, I just thought, oh, it's so perfect. And now I can't, because I haven't watched my last video to see what I shared on that last one. Maybe I wrote that down. Did I write it down? Oh, that was Psalm 23. So I'm going to share with you half of Psalm 5. So, again, Lisa, Stitching in the Valley, thank you. So a prayer for guidance, because in all the plans that I needed to make, some of them were very big, and they're big financial things too that I've needed to big girl up on. So this was perfect for me. It's called Psalm 5, a prayer for guidance, and this is just half of it. This is the first 8 verses. Give ear to my words, O Lord. Consider my meditation. Give heed to the voice of my cry, my King and my God. For to you I will pray. My voice you shall hear in the morning. O Lord, in the morning I will direct it to you, and I will look up. So, if you're my age, in your 50s, and you grew up in church, there is a verse that we used to sing in youth group, and it is that song that was put in verse. I'll see if I can find it, and I'll put it on my playlist of my favorite music. Then verse 4, for you are not a God who takes pleasure in wickedness, nor shall evil dwell with you. The boastful shall not stand in your sight. You hate all workers of iniquity. You shall destroy those who speak falsehood. The Lord abhors the bloodthirsty and deceitful man. But as for me, I will come into your house in the multitude of your mercy. In fear of you, I will worship towards your holy temple. Lead me, O Lord, in your righteousness, because of my enemies. Make your way straight before my face. I'm going to stop there. And just share, a lot of you know kind of the things that have been troubling me, you know, just about things going on in our country and the future, and, you know, just this whole rough stuff that we've been going through. But also just that prayer for guidance and that prayer for, you know, there's hard stuff going on all around. We see hard stuff. And we may be part of hard stuff. And we just pray for God's wisdom, God's guidance, that as we do our very best to walk in the way that He would have us go, not to the right, not to the left, but to stay on His path. And we know what His path is because we have His Word. He tells us what to do. He tells us what not to do. And it was just now it came to me, that verse about it's better for two to walk than one, or two to be. It's Ecclesiastes. Is better for two. What the concept? It's better for two to walk down a road than one, because if one falls, the other can pick him up. And just that thought. I was just talking to a friend, and we were just talking about the challenges that we were facing, both parenting, marriage, future, finances, jobs, all that kind of stuff, and just making different decisions now based on, you know, our 50 whatever years that we've lived, and things that we've done well, things that we haven't done well and don't want to do again. And you know, we ask God for guidance and wisdom, and we just keep moving forward and doing the best that we can based on what He would want for us. I know there's a lot of thoughts on follow your heart. No, my heart, following my heart would have led to my destruction about 20 years ago. My heart was telling me some things that were not good. And thank you, Lord, I did not follow those leadings, and I followed what God's word wanted for me, because my heart didn't want that. So that's not what I'm into. I want to follow my Jesus and follow what He has for me, and let Him lead me and guide me as I as His sheep, and He's my shepherd, and He loves me. And grateful for all the amazing people that He has put around me, both in this community with YouTube. I was telling a friend of mine, never would have thought that through videos that I could connect on such a level with other people that I will never see here on earth, that live far away or close. It's just amazing, and I am so grateful for that. And God has also surrounded me with amazing neighbors, and amazing people to help me through some of these big challenges and be patient with me in this whole thing. So I just want to say thank you, and God bless you, and I pray that you will choose joy nevertheless. And I will focus on that this month with my Maynia, both stitching and my thoughts of my mother in May, and just so grateful that she was my mother, and I will see her again because she is with her Savior in heaven, and that's where I will be when I am not here on earth anymore. So God bless you. Thank you. Choose joy nevertheless, and I would love for you to share with me what plans you have in May, whether it's Maynia or not. What are your plans? There we go. I'm going to check back soon. 48 minutes. I was going to try to do a 20-minute video. Maybe next time. Bye, guys.